Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back for an episode of Into the Floo, a long-awaited episode. Man, I have missed getting in front of here and showing off some Harry Potter TCG stuff. There was a lot going on, a lot of crazy stuff. Good stuff, but just crazy stuff. So I've been all around, running around. I really haven't even had an opportunity to just sit down and record a video, but I'm back on it now. So here we are. What I kind of want to do is actually go over the old Harry Potter website. And it's not really just a Harry Potter website. They did a lot of stuff. I'm sure many of you have heard of Pojo. So Pojo.com was this really cool website back in the day, and they had a dedicated Harry Potter TCG website, a forum where you can go and check out the cards. They did a lot of sort of like card analysis, if you will. So they would also do a lot of deck building. And what's really cool about the website, and I think I've talked about it in the past because I've built decks specific to that website, which I'm going to continue to do and just kind of see what they used to do, because they were very limited at that time because it was right when the Harry Potter TCG came out, right? So it was like early 2000s. They only had the base set and they were building decks with just the base set, and they were like doing really good. And then they had the Quidditch set come out, so they were building decks with Quidditch and base set, and they were again doing really good. And then they had a couple decks when Diagon Alley. I mean, you get it, right? So being able to see that evolution once you kind of dive into the website is a really cool thing, and I think you'll all have a little bit of fun. So we're going to go through the website together, choose a deck, and I'll build it, and then we'll just kind of see what happens. I think later on what I'll do is I have a buddy of mine who's local here, so her and I can play together, and then we can sort of see how some of those old school decks match up against each other. Now, as I'm going through, though, if you see any decks that kind of scream at you, because I'll go through a few of them, and you're like, I want you to build that one, just let me know. Put it in the comments below, and I'll build it. And then, we can always even jump into the Discord and do a couple of games together. I definitely don't mind even like sending some of you a couple of these decks that I build. A lot of them are just base set and Quidditch cards. And, I'm here to just kind of spread the love of the Harry Potter TCG anyway. So if you want to get in a couple games with me, hey, I'm here for it. So you let me know. But anyway, let's just jump right into it. We'll see where it takes us and what we can do with it. I'm super excited. I hope you are. Let's go. All right, so this here is Pojo. It's an old website, and it wasn't just dedicated to Harry Potter. If we scroll down here, we've got these different Pojo port keys, very clever. So if we click on Magic, for example, it takes you to their page of Magic the Gathering. So Pojo's Magic the Gathering. So it's just, like an old sort of blog, forum, updates, news kind of thing. I think it's absolutely awesome. They have so many gems here. For those of you who have not checked it out on your own, please do so. They've got a list of all the cards. So what I've done is clicked here on the restricted section. You'll see it, and this is the base set list. And then if you click on the link here, it'll take you to an image of the card itself. So, this is early 2000s, so it's not the best image, of course, but it shows you what it looks like nonetheless, and just really kind of just cool, if you don't know what it looks like. But what we're here to look at for the most part is the deck garage. But before I get there, just for this first video on Pojo, because for future videos I'm going to mostly go to the deck garage, I want to just sort of see like, what are we doing here? Okay, so this is Pojo's Harry Potter trading card game base set price guide. Oh my gosh, are you all about to be so depressed? Oh cool, revised June 2018. Interesting, October 20. Okay, so let's see. That was what, 6 years ago that it's been revised. So that was more recent, but I keep forgetting that we're in 2023. I don't know why. But I'm like, oh, it's just a couple years ago. No, Mona, it wasn't. It was quite a long time ago. All right, so we've got Harry Potter, $8. Oh my God. All right. Well, whoever did that would be very depressed to see some of the prices. So let's see. What are some other prices? Where do we go? Chamber of Secrets price guide. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So this is from 2003. Yikes. Okay, so Hollow Arthur Weasley, $6. Maybe if it was ran over by a truck. Let's see. Ginny Weasley, Hollow, $7. Yikey shnikes. I never even say that. That's how crazy this is. I mean, but hey, like that's what's dope, right? Like you get to see we are now diving into the history of the Harry Potter trading card game. And the very fact that something like this is still in existence makes me really happy that this website hasn't been taken down because look at it. I mean, it's just like it's from its time, it's been stamped early 2000s and we are walking into the past. So I totally love this. I love the fact that that we were able to see, the prices for back then. I mean, this is quite pricey, right? Like $5 for one card in 2003. I mean, I don't know. I was, how old was I? Early teens, I was like 13, 14, something like this. And so, it just maybe for me I was like, well, I don't want to spend that money on that. Like I didn't know what the whole situation was, in terms of buying single cards. I was just getting into the game myself. So but yeah, I think that's really awesome, that we're able to kind of see those things. Full card list. We are not selling cards. These are compiled for clarification of relative values and what you might expect to pay at a game store, online auction, or collectible dealer for these cards. Some stores have more overhead and you may have to pay more. What's really cool about this list right here, and it kind of brings back some memories for me, I have been collecting the Harry Potter TCG for some time now. I mean, since it came out, I was gifted a booster pack and a blister pack, and everything was just sort of like uphill from there for me, downhill in others' perspective, I'm sure. But I remember just like getting really into it, and then all of a sudden there being this sort of like stop, and then I kind of had my ebb and flow in the collection. But a few years ago, probably 2017, 2018, something like that, I found a local card shop. And as I tell you the story, I'm just going to kind of go down some of these other lists. Where is it? Up here, the price guide. I found this card shop that had nothing but like sports cards and Pokemon and Magic and stuff. But in their case, they had one hollow Hagrid, and I was like, what's that? I want it. Why do you have it here? Like, I just was totally like blown away, right? I was like, what's happening? Like, where are the rest of your cards? And the owner, unfortunately, to be honest, was pretty lazy. Like the whole shop was so unorganized. It looked like a hoarder's den in there. I mean, it really did. I think there was some, something going on. But anyway, wow, $151 for a complete. Okay, yeah. I mean, let's quit it. Okay. Anyway, so I went in there a couple more times, just to try to like support, and I was so excited about it that I at the time didn't realize that they just weren't really going to do anything to help me out, and I ended up meeting somebody who had never known of the Harry Potter TCG, so I introduced her to them, and so then we ended up like buying cards on our own by way of eBay and Hills and all this kind of stuff, and we used this price guide here in order to do our trades and to purchase cards from each other that we needed. So it was really kind of funny, I mean, we knew that it was super old school, but we were like, we don't care, I mean, we found each other in this love for the Harry Potter TCG, and we didn't care that it was going to cost us, maybe more money. We just wanted to be fair to kind of keep that connection. And so anyway, it was just kind of cool. So this kind of reminds me of that from years ago. So, all right. Here we've got Diagon Alley. Let's see. Why do I keep losing it? Let's see. What is this? Oh, wait, Adventures at Hogwarts. Okay. Okay, so they've got a link for Chamber of Secrets, but not the actual cards themselves. So they've got Diagon Alley, we saw QC, we have Adventures at Hogwarts, and another Adventures at Hogwarts. Oh no, okay. They just don't have the right art here for the booster. This is obviously Adventures at Hogwarts, but these are all Chamber of Secrets cards. Okay, interesting. Okay, so Dobby's Help, we've got 650, bam, for a foil. Okay, I mean, why not? Dobby's Disappearance, $5. Okay, hey, if you say so. Cool. What else do they have? So here we've got the price guide, we've got the list, which is similar, like we said, and then again, like right here you'll see base set spoiler, Quidditch Cup spoiler, Diagon Alley spoiler. What it seems like to me, and leave your comments below for what your thoughts are, maybe because at the time this was a really big website and it had a lot of traffic for different TCGs, they were able to get cards earlier than everybody else. And so they opened them up and they were able to show what the cards were. So you can see it's a list of what the card is, what the number is, rare, foil, and then what it does. So return a match in play to its owner's hand. So yeah, and then let's see what it says here. So Diagon Alley, Professor Poke. So that's another one of those characters that ran the website or owned it or something like that. And so this was sort of like them saying they're the ones that are writing this. And we'll see a lot of that when we get into the deck garage and their deck building part. So Wizards of the Coast Harry Potter trading card game, Diagon Alley set spoilers, March 13th, 2002, and then updated in July. Okay, so power types have coded references rather than the symbol printed on the card. Power will be referenced as F for Magical Creatures, C for Charms, P for Potions, Q for Quidditch, and T for Transfiguration. The number before the type designates how much power is required in order to play. Okay, so 3C means you need 3 power, with at least one of that being Charms. Okay, cool. So we've got 4Q here, which means 4 at least one being Quidditch. All right, awesome. So again, this is an entire list here. And back in the day, I mean, you'd probably come on this and you'd be like, whoa, like this is super dope. I'm getting a spoiler. I'm getting an early look at some of the cards. I don't know. And it might have been something like that. Maybe they just, like got the cards shipped to them and they opened them up really quick and made this list, and then you can come in and buy them. I'm not entirely sure. I think it would just kind of be speculation at this point anyway, but I think it's really cool that that's an option. So they had it for all of them, which was really cool. Chamber of Secrets included. Okay, so that link no longer works, and it takes us just to an old Wizards of the Coast link. Chamber of Secrets list. Okay, so just that spoiler link doesn't work. A lot of links in here don't work, but, I mean, it's an old website, like I said, so maybe that's just a reality of having an older website. Okay, so that's all in the restricted section, which is the spoilers and the card lists. Charms class, rulings collection. Okay. All right, the Wizards of the Coast, Harry Potter TCG, ruling from the chat. Okay, these are the questions and answers relating to rulings from the Harry Potter TCG from the Wizards of the Coast chat. They have been arranged in a few different ways to help you find the answers you are looking for. If you would like to participate in future Wizards of the Coast chat, go here. Let's see what that link does. Okay, it just takes us here again. Okay, we have fine-tuned these, blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's see. Let's see what we're talking about. General questions. Gotcha. Adventure cards. I mean, this is really helpful, obviously, even right now, because of all of us that play. Sometimes we have these questions and we're like, wait, what? And so you'll see these huge scenarios. I remember back in the day, I went in and looked at a couple of these. I love that they have the dates next to everything. Maybe it's just me because I'm all nostalgic and whatnot, but I just totally dig the fact that we're looking at something that people were just so into over 20 years ago, and here we are still into it. I just absolutely love that. So these are actual questions about specific adventures, and we could maybe on another time go through some of them together. And of course, like I said, This website is open to everybody, and I'll link it in the description for those of you who wish to check it out. I think I've linked it before a couple times, and so I'll do it again. All right, so yeah, I think that's really neat, and it obviously goes and goes and goes. I mean, this is a super long page, so you can obviously push that if you wanted to for spell cards. Let's see, for example, Catch the Snitch. If you catch the snitch on a 3-month-long match, does it do 45 or just 15? Yes, 15. Okay. Could you imagine if it did 45? I'm not going to lie. The first time, though, like, I played this combination, I was like, oh, for sure, 45 damage. Gosh, I know. But I'm obviously just a brutal monster. Whatever. Like, 45 damage. How would that even make sense, Mona? It doesn't. Doesn't matter. Okay. All right, so let's see, TCG rulebook. What does that do? Okay, yeah, bam, just a rulebook. So, Pojo, no, we painstakingly retyped these rules from the Wizards of the Coast Harry Potter starter playmat and advanced rulebook. We highly recommend buying one starter set to learn the basic rules. These rules have been altered to clarify and support the explanation sets in advanced play. I mean, that's amazing. There's that alone. I mean, the dedication that was taken just to have this website be live for people all around the world to access who are interested in the game is just absolutely mind-boggling. So really, really cool. Okay, so this is what it is. So what is a Harry Potter TCG? You and your opponents are wizards dueling at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Many cards you play will damage your opponent, which means your opponent has to discard cards from his or her deck. You win the game when your opponent's deck runs out of cards. As we know and as we love, right? I mean, this is just like totally dope. Before you play, pick which deck you want. Both play your starting wizard or witch on the table at the same time. Shuffle your deck and place it on the table face down. Draw 7 cards, which is your starting hand, and decide who goes first, right? I mean, so just like totally from the beginning, this is what it is, bam. And then here we go. So we've got images of the cards. And, you know, like I think this is all, like they said, you know, they retyped it all from the rule book. And so we've seen a lot of these rules and some of these examples. I think it's super amazing. But yeah, again, you know, if you have any questions about something, you could always put it in our chat on the Discord if that's something that you would like to do, and if you'd like to be a part of that. If not, then, you know, looking it all up here, they've got so much information. Super awesome. Playing and card. Yeah, really, really cool. Okay, sweet. So what else do they have? Card anatomy. That's good. Okay. So this is the back of the card. If we click an adventure up here, it shows you an adventure. Point at different parts of the Harry Potter card to the left from the... What? Okay. Point at different parts of the Harry Potter card to the left for a description. Okay. Anyways, okay. I think maybe something's supposed to pop up. I don't know, because like I'm clicking, you can see like the cursor changes too. So like there's opponent. Okay, I'm not gonna play too much with that. It's probably something that I'm missing. Okay, so we can go to character, we go creature, we can see what a creature card looks like, item, spell, match, and location. Awesome. I love this location art. I mean, chef's kiss right here. Okay, moving on. Walk through tutorial. Nice, okay. Super duper cool. All right, so we've got one of the play mats. And then we've got our discard piles, we've got our deck, we've got our starting character, we've got our hand, our lessons, all kinds of good stuff, right? Super dope. Love that. Really, really cool. All right. Here's what's in our 40 card starter deck. Yep, that's pretty much it. Okay, let's go. Where else? Where else? Featured articles. Nice. Jeez. Okay. All right. So, Arena League. What is that? Harry Potter League at Arena Cards. What? There is still an active league? Darn right. There are still a bunch of folks who like the game and want to continue playing it. That's us right now. I mean, 2023, 20 years ago from this. I mean, look at this. We are continuing the love of the Harry Potter TCG. I'm very proud to say. I used to support 3 different leagues in Wizards of the Coast. The game's makers still supported the game. Wizards of the Coast will no longer make any new sets and will not reprint any old sets. This means that my question in an article on this site, okay, that's a Pojo, was answered. The Harry Potter TCG will be sent to the Wizards of the Coast vault for retired games. Wizards of the Coast will still answer questions about the game and rules will be posted, but that is it. Over the past month or so, the Eldersburg League has had between 6 and 12 participants each and every week. That is amazing. This is great considering that there are a few folks that have yet to show up that have said they will soon. Awesome. Okay. So, at Arena Cards, that is awesome. Really, really cool. Well, okay, so if you want to read that, more than welcome to. There's a bunch of articles here from 2001, even 2002, 2003. Okay, so let's look at this first one just to kind of see what's up. All right, welcome to TCG Hour. We have a Q&A about the Harry Potter TCG. Remember the chat polls. All right, so this is just like I guess like a chat that's been copied and pasted about the Harry Potter TCG. I mean, again, like if you want to go through and read it, then please do so. All right, so that's the articles. Now we're here, Transfiguration class, which is where the deck garage is, so I'll get to that in a minute. Card of the day is pretty cool. I think it was like literally just a card of the day. Welcome to Pojo's Card of the Day. Monday through Friday, our staffers will rate and give their opinions on one card from the Harry Potter sets, which is really cool. I mean, I think that's awesome. So there you go. Checked. Power needs 3, and it tells you like what it is, and then bam, these are their opinions, which I think is absolutely amazing. So let's see. What did Professor Poke have to say? This card isn't actually as bad as it seems it should be. If your opponent has a lesson to discard, you both take 4 damage for a net gain of 0, but you've made him or her discard a valuable lesson from their hand. And if he or she doesn't have a lesson to discard or choose not to, then you've just done 4 damage for 3 power. Either way, not bad at all. Obviously fits into a discarding themed deck very well. Smiley face, rating is 3. Okay, cool. So 5 is the highest rating, 3 is an average, and 1 is obviously bogeys. Okay, so that's really sweet. I totally dig that. And you just keep going. Let's see what they said about Dobby's help. Do they have okay. All right, I said Dobby's help, so I'll just click on it. Let's see. What's the overall rating? 4.57. Nice. Okay, so let's see what Enrage said. This card is awesome. Forcing your opponent to draw 10 cards is like 10 unpreventable damage, which is quite nice, but this card's real strength is in the combo deck. This card combos wonderfully with the Juice, Venomous Tentacular Juice, my favorite card, Grip Hook, and to a lesser extent, Peeves. Would have been a great card on its own, but with the Juice, it's just too powerful. This is really awesome because I think I did a deck tech before on my Snape deck, and this combination has obviously been around, since the beginning, as you can see. But that's sort of like the thing that wins with my Snape deck is that combination. The entire deck is built around the combination of Dobby's Help and Venomous Tentacular. I've also have a different deck with just Dobby's Help, but these Grip Hook and Peeves that he references. So pretty sweet. Let's see Venomous Tentacular. I'm sure we'll see a lot of good stuff. Very nice card. And it's a 4.70, which is great. Very nice card. Combined with Dobby's help, it's usually game over. True story, right? So we kind of see that same sort of comment there about that combination. They draw twice as many cards in their hand, so even if you only have a 7-card hand, they're still taking 14 cards away from their deck. But the only bad thing is, if you can't finish them off, you often set them up to kill you. And that's very true. That's one of the things that sometimes when you're at that place, though, it costs 9. This is just me chatting now. But since it costs 9 and Dobby's help costs 10, by the time you get to that place in the game, for the most part, you and your opponent are kind of already running in a place where you've got the majority of your deck kind of taken up. So hopefully by then you can time it perfectly to where you'll be able to get them. So maybe what I'll do is kind of like on a separate, like a completely separate video series is kind of going through this card of the day sort of thing. I think it's really fun. That's really, really fun. Okay. Featured writers. Let's see. They had some people on here that maybe talked about the game. A keen sense of obvious. Okay. Common knowledge. Oh, and all common. Wait. I'm a big fan of trying to make fun/decent decks for common/uncommon cards. Why? Because many people don't have the money to get 4 of every card, especially rares. Delivery Owl, Mrs. Norris, Malevolent Mixture, Unicorn, and Norbert are all great cards, but they are all rares too. Killer decks with those cards will be popping up all over the place with those cards in them. Wow, how cool. I love that. Okay. Let's keep reading. But a challenge lies in trying to make a playable deck without those cards. True. So I decided to make a deck with all common cards. Wow. Okay. These are all cards that can be... these are all cards that can be had for a song. Well, except for one. Okay, I have one rare card in my deck, my starting character, who is none other than Professor Flitwick. Click here as to why. All right. Okay, honestly, in searching the Pojo website, I think I have found a deck that I'm going to make. I mean, absolutely. Why would I not make this? This is amazing. I could make this, of course, to go against another one, which we'll see in the deck garage, and we can kind of see how they go up against each other. Okay, so we've got 2 Giant Tarantula, 4 Pet Rat, 4 Curious Raven, 4 Forest Troll, 2 Surly Hound, 2 Boa Constrictor, 2 Scottish Stag. That's for the creatures. For the spells, we've got 4 Wizard's Crackers, 4 Magical Mishap, 4 Toe Biter, 1 Balilius. I hate saying that. I mean, there's so many spells that just weren't even spells. Doesn't matter. 4 Steel Claw, 4 Cauldron to Sieve, and the lessons are Transfiguration and Care Magical Creatures. Okay. Interesting. Interesting starter. Okay, none of those are familiar with the... Oh, note to those who not familiar with the Wickman. I have 12 charm spells, but no charm lessons. You don't need them when you are playing with the Wicker. What? Let me just click on this, because this is kind of getting... charms from the beginning of the game. This is okay. There's going to be a lot of reading for me to kind of understand a lot of this, which I'll do on my own time, because I just want us to kind of get to the meat and potatoes what we're doing here. But this is a good exploration of the website, which is what I really wanted our first dive into the website together to be. So my deck needs focus. Mine was based on 3 things. Blah blah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to definitely build this as deck number 1. And then we'll get into the deck garage in a moment. Let's see what's at the end of this. So tips and strategies. Let's see. All right. 67 tips. Jeez. But do you see how like this website just keeps on going? Most of us really hate for perfect drive. Here are ways to protect yourself against it. Cards you need for combo. Okay, so Draco Malfoy, Mrs. Norris, and Kelpie / Pet Toad. Use Draco Malfoy for your starting character, then play your Mrs. Norris. Your opponent plays with his or her hand face up. It's a good idea to protect Mrs. Norris with Kelpie or Pet Toad. Watch for 4 Privet Drive in your opponent's hand. When you see it, use Malfoy's ability to get rid of it before they play it. It's simple yet effective. That's true. Very simple yet could be effective. That's awesome. Okay. Sweet. I am not mad at that. There's a lot of help here, which is what we all want, right? Okay, and then killer deck reports. This section is for tournament reports only. Deck ideas can be discussed in our strategy section or on our message board. Scroll down to read our deck submittal guidelines. That is awesome. Okay. Canada, South Florida, Gen Con UK. Wow. This is so cool. All right, let's see. Gen Con UK. Let's check it out. Flitwick's Menagerie. Why not? All right. Okay, so here we're just talking about, like, this is the deck, and that is amazing, and it did really well. Okay. All in all, a nice tournament with the opportunity to play lots of new people. Why wouldn't we want that? That's perfect. Okay. So again, if you see anything that you like and I'm just kind of like running past it, then just please, like follow the link in the description. Or if you want me to kind of, like go through it again on a video and kind of dive a little bit deeper and get my thoughts or whatever, then let me know in the comments and I'll do that. All right, so let's see. These are featured writers, apprentice stuff. So this is the online chat. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. What did I click on? Apprentice help and tips. Understanding the terms and using. Oh, okay. All right. Online chat. Yeah, I didn't think so. All right. Let's see. Safari cannot open this page. Yeah, I didn't think so. All right. So that was their chat from back in the day. And then the deck garage, which is what we were going to click on up here. I think it just takes you to here. And then the library, which is the kind of just divides it, right, differently. So you've got characters, book, plot, and spoilers. What's that? Oh, okay. So these are from the actual, these are the books, though. Facts. Harry visits. Okay, so this is just like legit from the books. Not too bad. That's pretty cool. All right. And then we've got Diagon Alley, which is a bookshop, game shop, music. So like these are things that I'm assuming they were selling maybe back in the day, or they linked to be sold. Yeah, bam. Link still works. That's super cool. I mean, it's Amazon, so it's been around for a while too. All right, so now let's just go really quick to the deck garage, where we're going to find these. So our deck garage is basically a learning tool. Since a deck mechanic gets dozens of decks each and every week. A deck mechanic, I love that. It is not possible for a deck mech to review every single deck. They pick about 1 or 2 per week to review as an example of how to evaluate and tweak your deck. If you are looking for a quick review for your deck, try the popular deck section on our message board. Okay, cool. So these are the mechanics. Snuffles, Mad Eye, Sawslow, Lockhart, and Crusaders Emporium. Okay, and then inactive mechanics. These folks proved the mental challenge was just too much. Inactive mechs are old mechs that haven't done a fix in over a month. You can still view their old work here too. That's pretty cool. Let's see Professor Lupin's Shrieking Shack. So what I'm going to do, I know there's kind of a lot of information here, and I'm just sort of like, talking. I'm going to just click on a random one, which right here, Professor Lupin's Shrieking Shack, I'll click on that. I'll choose a deck from in there, sort of like blindly, kind of randomly. I'll build that as well as the common deck that we just read a few pages ago. And then I'll build both of those and then come back for a second video where we play them together. And I might, like I said in the intro, just make a video of me actually building that deck. So we've gone in here, Professor Lupin's Shrieking Shack. Let's see, Exam Disaster, McGonagall teaches Quidditch deck. That's awesome. Super Creature, Charming Creature, or Potions Charms. Okay, so I'm gonna go with The charming creature. I like that idea of charms and care magical creatures. So for our spells, we've got Fluffy Falls Asleep, Mysterious Egg, Wingardium Leviosa, Magical Mishap, Vermilius, Toe Biter, Accio, Confundus, Illegibilis, Bobilius, Out of the Woods, Stupefy, Diagon Alley. And then for the creatures, we've got Norbert, Kelpie, Mrs. Norris, Baby Dragon, Forest Troll, Vicious Wolf, Curious Raven, Boa Constrictor, and Surly Hound. So now the way that this works is every time a deck was sent into one of those mechanics, then they would look over the deck list and then they would make their own suggestions and then they would completely change the deck, right? So this person said my deck is called Charming Creatures because it consists of creatures and charms cards. Nice. The starting character looks like it's Malfoy, and they say, I really need help with this. I have been losing and losing against my friends. I've tried to make a deck more effective many times, but now I think it's time to ask the experts. This is the deck that worked for me best. Can you please help me so I might actually win a game? Thank you so much. We've all been there, dude. No worries. Hey, cool deck. I like Malfoy decks because they're incredibly annoying on your opponent. That is a true story. They can prevent game-winning cards from being played, and that helps a lot. Well, let's get to it. So let's look at your choice of characters. Malfoy is a good choice, but if you those lessons to be played faster, if you want, I recommend Hermione. Cool. Good recommendation. Since you won't have a lot of actions to spare with Malfoy and all, Hermione really helps you get everything out of the action. Flitwick is also good since you don't need any charms lessons, but if you want Malfoy, go for it. So this, who was it? Lupin. So Lupin suggests 2 Hermione Granger. All right, so that's 2 Hermione Granger getting rid of this Malfoy. All right. So, now let's see your spells. You have too many 1-card picks in here. That's not good. You want a more consistent deck that'll give you need when you need it. So, add a Mysterious Egg, add 2 Hagrid and the Stranger, add 1 Stupefy, and then he's subtracting all of these cards right here. Subtracting all of those. Okay, gotcha. All right. All right, so then that'll give you more consistency in your deck and keep them coming. The creatures are next. Again, you have 1-card picks here. Yeah, and that is hard. I mean, we all make that mistake when we're like just beginning to build decks. We want everything in there because there's so many cool cards, so I totally get where this person's mind was. So adding a Vicious Wolf, adding 2 Guard Dogs, adding 1 Kelpie, adding 1 Norbert, adding 1 Mrs. Norris, subtracting these. So getting rid of the Baby Dragon, the Surly Hounds, and the Curious Raven. You'll now have a stronger defense, but still keeping nice defensive creatures like Kelpie and Mrs. Norris to give you the advantage. That's really cool. Let's see your items. Well, you don't have any. Nice, okay? You know Dragonheart String Wand would do wonders for this deck. You'll charge up way quicker with it. So adding 3 of those. Now for the adventures. Adding 2 for Privet Drive and getting rid of the Diagon Alley, a little tweaking to your lessons, adding 1 Care Magical Creature, subtracting 2 Charms, and that should do it. So now we've got this huge list of a beautifully edited deck that yours truly is going to build. So I'm going to build this, I'm going to build the other one, I'm going to get it on a video for you all, and then we're going to do a separate video where we go head to head with this deck, randomly chosen, and the commons deck that sort of presented itself to me, which I'm super excited about. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to go over anything specific, or if you maybe saw a name here, one of these, or one of these that you want, because each one of these has lists. I mean, look at that, right? Like lists of decks. So if there's something specific and you're like, yo, go check that out and build that deck, then, let me know. I'm here for you, friends. Thank you for riding this ride with me. Let's get to building. All right, everybody, that'll do it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, this is going to be sort of a series kind of thing that I do. There's a lot to cover on that website, as you saw. And you'll notice that I kind of just went over a few things. Like I didn't really click on everything just because the website is pretty massive. But yeah, like I said in the intro, if there's a specific deck that you saw and you were like, I really want you to cover that one, I really want you to go more in depth or build it or whatever, just let me know in the comments, and then I'll squeeze that into the next episode. Of course, this is a website that's open to everybody, and so please feel free to click on it and go exploring on the website if you haven't already. I'm sure many of you have. If you Google Harry Potter TCG, I think that's one of the websites that comes up, at least it should be. But I really like the Pojo website, and I just haven't spent as much time in it that I would like to. And I think being able to do that with all of you would be even better. So I appreciate you all and your continued support. It really means a lot to me. I have so much fun making these videos. And so for those newbies who have been in the Discord, I really appreciate all of you as well. And I can't wait to play some more games with you. I'll look out for some more videos, especially on Pojo, but on some other things as well. And until next time, have fun and be safe.